They just had hits. Then they got into their legal battles. The FBI raided Murder Inc.'s offices in New York in 2003. The raid was part of an investigation into whether Gotti's career had been fueled by drug money. Gotti faced charges of laundering money for Kenneth McGriff, also known as Supreme, convicted gang leader and from Queens. That same year, amid a campaign to clean up the label's image, Gotti dropped murder from his name, and they just was called The Ink. Hopefully everyone will focus on our talent and not on the word of murder. Gotti said in a news conference, people will forget any negative energy and maybe start trying to give us some of the kudos and some of the props I think we deserve. Gotti and his brother were acquitted of all criminal charges by a federal jury in 2005. But Gotti was quoted as saying after the acquittal, "They took my life from me for 3 years, but it's all good. I'm not mad. I love this country. But from day one, they had it wrong with me and my brother. I'm no criminal," said Gotti. And then came the Drink Champ interview and his health struggles. In a wide-ranging interview on the Drink Champs podcast in 2022, Gotti shared a number of revelations about his career. He explained why some of his relationships had soared, including his connection to Dame Dash, the hip-hop entrepreneur and co-founder of Rockefeller Records, and his relationship with Ashanti, the R&B singer who was signed to his label, and who we later found out that he was, But Gotti said he had tried 3 times to get Ashanti to participate in the BET documentary, but she refused. She also turned down opportunities to reunite with her Murder Inc. label mates, he said. "Me and Ashanti created and made history," he said, "but I don't see eye to eye with her anymore." Ashanti later described Gotti in an interview with Angie Martinez as manipulative and controlling. In another appearance on the show in 2023, Gotti spoke openly about living with diabetes. When asked if he had his health under control, Mr. Gotti said no with a laugh. Gotti said that he had been living with diabetes since forever and he has struggled to cut out certain foods. "This is why my kids get mad. I be telling them, yo, I'm going to live," he said. "I'm going to enjoy my life." Some people feel like I'm not going to sit there and, try to eat healthy and stop smoking cigarettes and stop drinking alcohol, and live this boring life that I'm miserable with. So they'd rather take off years of their life rather than straighten out their life, if that makes any sense. But obviously, to people like Mr. Lorenzo, that made sense. Derek Bryson Taylor is the one that wrote this, and yeah, man, it's actually the thing that they said wound up killing him. Yeah, they said that's what wound up actually taking him out. So then we got the funeral service. Irv Gotti's funeral service, and this is reported by TMZ, went down in NYC on Wednesday, and the late music mogul's industry friends all supported his final send-off. Sources from inside the funeral service tell TMZ Hip Hop that Irv's service brought out the game's biggest stars alongside his family. His Murder Inc. artists Ja Rule, Ashanti, Lloyd, Charlie Baltimore, and Vita were all present, as were Jay-Z, Fat Joe, Steve Stout, Hype Williams, Benny Boone, the director, Angie Martinez, all the Rough Riders, D&Y were there, I seen, and more. R.I.P. R.I.P. DMX. And Ja was captured choking up, delivering a passionate eulogy for his lifelong friend, while Hove looked on, and we're told not a dry eye was in the house when more stories began to flood in. I love you, my brother. See you when I get there, in quotes, said Ja Rule when he gave a heartfelt speech at Irv's funeral, with Jay-Z seen sitting in the front row. And, the homegoing happened at the Greater Allen AME Cathedral of New York, and we're told following the procession, Irv's friends and fam gave him one last once around through his Queens neighborhood, stopping at the park where he owned his DJ skills, as well as his childhood home. The legendary music mogul died on February 5th at the age of 54 after suffering multiple strokes within the past few years. Given his career impacted so many, even Irv's arch nemesis 50 Cent had to pay his respect, albeit in his own unique way. Yeah, he did some nut stuff. But, that's him. It always been him, and it just is what it is, man. 50. I can't really speak on that. You see, I never, had anybody try to off me in that sense to where they really almost succeeded. Like 50 was as good as gone, and for him to link himself with the person who was believed to have taken place in this, is it up forever? Even after he dies? Like, yeah, right? That's what I thought. But then you got, we're going to go to this real quick, before we get into all that. Eminem. Haley's Revenge. That pissed that boy off. When Ja said that, and your mom's a crackhead, and Kim's a known slut, so what you think Haley's gonna be when she grows up? And that prompted M to respond. And that's when M came with this. It's D12 and all that. So now, this was when it really got crazy. Woo! What? Let's go. One shady. If Pop was still here now, he would never ride with y'all. Nah, 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 nah. You ain't a pussy. You a pussy. That ecstasy done got you all emotional and mushy. Bitches wearing rags and photos. Jai's words being quoted in the short stealing pasta. Like you just wrote it. Bow down. Oh God. Please. Right, but I'm not. Enemies, Hennessy. Acting like I'm great, but I'm fake. I'm crazy. Sweat drip. Get up. Fuck on the shit. '50 killed this joint, but you know, we're gonna stop it for 1 second so we don't get no copyright strikes or nothing like that. We're gonna let 50 go. Okay. Right. Okay. Institutionalized. I ain't scared. Mama checking in my bedroom. I ain't there. I got a head with no screws in it. I ain't gonna lie. Buster might have killed this shit the most. I think he lied like me. Talking about the hospital took 9 like me. You live in family. I reject your deposit. What? Next time, grown folks, close your mouth. Bullshit deeply. You could see him with gloves, and you could tell them dudes you roll with. But you and I know what's going on. Top. No, I wouldn't play that. Rep the streets. That's Jai's real name. Buster did this, Sean. Don't even fucking respect you. You ain't capable of. If I recall, Violator used to manage him, man. On a murder and prostitution. I take the same old hook, you stupid. If y'all shooting, I take a look at your man. The bitch shot himself in front of Def Jam. Woo! Talking about Irv's brother Chris when he shot himself in front of Def Jam. What? You gotta remember when Ja came back, he did it on the I'm shooting beat, and he said I bust singing the same old hook, and mind you, Busta Rhymes was over at Aftermath at the time, and Ja said it wasn't a shot at Busta Rhymes, but Bust took it upon himself to just black on it. If y'all shooting, I took a look at your man. Your bitch shot herself in front of Def Jam. cheddar bob ass. Let the streets down. Apologize to your fans. What you gonna do now? Then I'm beefing with you. What would it be without you? Shout out Bus. And a lot of tracks went on like this. And then from there, um, Murder Inc. couldn't even get a slot in Double XL or any other magazine at that point. And yeah, it just got real crazy. And pretty much the Source wasn't getting no Interscope artists, like, at all. Like, they weren't letting no Interscope artists take interviews with the Source. And that's what also blew the Source out the mud, because Benzino was riding with Ja and them. And that's where I get into my Murder Inc. story. So, shout out to my man A-Rab. R.I.P. to my man Husk, a.k.a. Kraus. And 2003, when I came home from St. Gabe's, October. I came home October 5th, October 8th. We were on a flight to Miami, to South Beach, and to the Source Awards. And this is when Benzino had Zenos on the beach, on Collins Ave. He had that club over there. So I remember this is when you know, in Philly we've been popping perks and doing that. So this is 2003 and we was on that. So we out there, and mind you, I just got done doing like a 7-8 month bid. So I ain't have nothing in my system. So when I dump, I'm grooving the whole time in Miami. So I remember being in Zeno's, and I actually ordered a soul food plate. So I'm in there eating, you know, a couple drinks. I'm dolo. I turn around, and you know, they start playing all this Ja Rule music. Alright, I can rock with a Ja Rule set. It ain't nothing. But I turn around, him and the boy Chris Gotti's over there playing pool. Lil Kim just walked in. They started playing Lil Kim music. It's starting to pop off. It's Source Award weekend. And before I know it, I'm in there with Freddie Fox, Benzino, Lil Kim, Loon, man, everybody was in there. The whole BMF was out there. This is when Big Meech and them was really doing it. We didn't know who they were. Jeezy was out there giving out his mixtape, Trap or Die mixtape, and this is before we even knew who he was. And went from old school, shit. Yeah. It was just a great time, man. And so that's my story about that. And that's when Nori came out with the song with Nina Sky when he was doing his Spanish rap type stuff. And it was just an all around great time that weekend. And that was probably one of the real last Source Awards that really like was popping like that. The Yin Yang Twins was out there, like But you gotta remember, it wasn't no Interscope artist. Still. And this was right before 50 just like, well, nah, it's actually like right after 50 hit. Because 50 hit when I was still in St. Gabe's. I remember my man Jamal Feezy, who was there, brought it in because we was booked and, we was hearing what was on the radio and all that. It wasn't like listening to the "What Up, Blood?" You know what I mean? When that came on, that's all we wanted to listen to. And that came out, the Blueprint 2 had came out, the double album, Freeways album had came out. And yeah, it was a great year for hip hop. State Property album came out. Just the Young Guns came out. It was just a great year for hip hop, all the way around. And like I said, that was the year that the Rock the Mic concert went on, and I went to that, and you just felt a whole shift, and got to the point to when I did another bid in 2004, because like I got booked again in February. I came home in October, got booked in February, and went to New Forest Camp number 2 all the way up Whitehaven, Pennsylvania, and St. Gabe's in YFC number 2 is shut down, in the Youth Study Center. The old Youth Study Center is shut down, so all the spots that I went to as a juvenile is now shut down. And I don't know if the net on 2nd and Norris is shut down or not, but I was in there too. So 50, when he came out, it was just no more left. Like they had no more fight left in them. Ja tried to, come back, and he came with the song with Lil Wayne, and then they wound up getting another distribution deal with Motown, and we all know Motown ain't got that Def Jam push. Motown, great label, I think they had AZ signed to them at the time. And they had a nice roster, but it was no match for Interscope. Let's just be real. And before you know it, it been a wrap. So let's get into the last of these years. He had a back and forth Irv with Ashanti, and they had a relationship, and what kind of relationship was it? Was it a relationship that was more beneficial for Ashanti, financially? Probably. But Irv fell in love, and yeah, and that's when Ashanti got with Pimp Juice, and actually Nelly went to 50 and made 50 apologize to Ashanti. Yeah, say it ain't so, right? But yeah, that's actually old, and then we're gonna get into Irv selling their whole Murder Inc. catalog last year for $300 million before he passed away. $300 million. So he left his family with a chunk of change, but I guess they don't own no more of the IP of all the sweat and equity that Irv put in on the label anymore. But sometimes it's best for the man who made the music and put it out to sell it, because a lot of times families don't really know the worth of what the music actually is worth. Um, and they wind up lowballing themselves. And, you see this all the time with the families, and from the Beatles to Elvis to whoever. You see the family just, they just kind of like want to just sweep everything under the rug and just get the bread so they don't even have a long drawn out thing. And they wind up short lowballing themselves. So at least Irv didn't do that. He got the number that he was looking for, the 300 million. And let me know what you think. Is the Murder Inc. catalog worth 300 million? Would you pay 300 million for the Murder Inc. catalog? Now you gotta remember, yeah, they got some hits, and all the movies that them songs are in, and all the potential movies that they could be in, and commercials, and all that. So yeah. And what else we gonna get into? Oh, alright. Let's listen to a little bit of real quick. Sorry about that. This is the Drink Champs interview, and Irv just like really went in on this chum, man. He kind of went in like a little bit too hard, and let's see. Slick dude. Talking about Ashanti. Wow. Right. Like, and to her credit, Lloyd also talked about this, and Lloyd said during that time nobody was focused on the label. Everybody was focused on that case. He said it would be the same old beats over, you know, the same old beats was in the studio, so like they ain't had no new beats to rock out to. And he just said it was a bad situation, and that's Lloyd. So And then Lloyd, of course, went on to put out that smash hit with Lil Wayne. She's fun too, but and then him and Ashanti put out Southside and all that. But we're gonna get into what Irv did to J.Lo. Now, back in 2002, Gotti disclosed to, what's that, Elle magazine, that Unreal was about J.Lo's relationship with Diddy. The song, the way you know, and Ja Rule wrote it. After Lopez assured that it wasn't about Diddy. In 2019, Irv Gotti expressed to BET that he betrayed Lopez while he was abusing drugs. And he said, so my phone rings and it's Elle magazine and they say, we want to get some quotes with you and J.Lo. And I said some wild shit. She didn't deserve that, Irv Gotti said. They asked if I'm Real was about Diddy. And J.Lo told them it wasn't. But I was like, yes it is. And I called her the B word like an idiot. I was like, that bitch is lying. And J.Lo just never messed with Irv again. And it ruined a relationship that was real deep because, you know, they had more music coming out. And, yeah, that relationship, they would have spawned probably at least 3-4 more hits. The way Ja was writing them for J.Lo at the time. And as for Nas and that beef, in the early 2000s, Irv attempted to sign the Queensbridge MC to Murder Inc. during his feud with Jay-Z, who was a longtime friend of Irv. The decision led Jay-Z being upset with Gotti over the betrayal. Gotti has since made up with Nas and Jay-Z, but he doesn't feel J.Lo will ever trust him in the same way again. Even J.Lo. I'm cool with J.Lo, but she'll probably never trust me again or let me around or in her inner circle, he said. And how would you feel? Say, you know, you had a song out and, you know, it was about one of your exes, but you ain't trying to look like a nut. You ain't trying to make it look like, yeah, I wrote this. Or I had somebody write this about this person. So, nah, it ain't about them. Then this dude, all high on the phone, Danny, and really, all he had to say was no comment and just keep it moving. Instead, the bitch lying. Like, yeah, that shit about Diddy. All because he was dealing with some shit with the label at the time. Like, that was some real nut stuff. And I lost a lot of respect for Gotti after that. And a lot of people use that while betraying drugs, while using drugs and all that. And I can't run with that. Because when you're on ecstasy, you ain't like you everybody nice on ecstasy. Like, you ain't going, how you angry on ecstasy? Like, that don't even make no sense to me. But, hey, it is what it is. They said them boys was going at it with the ecstasy. It's a shame, man. But there's some of the regrets that Irv got. And I think the show that Irv had on BET as of late before he passed was actually kind of dope. The way they did Biggie's I Got a Story to Tell over and a couple other songs, and they were doing the they were turning hip hop songs into like hour long episodes. And yeah, check that out. They did Biggie's I Got a Story to Tell. And if you don't know who Biggie was talking about during I Got a Story to Tell, Google. So, with that all being said, man, R.I.P. to the man known as Irv Gotti. And he's definitely going to be missed. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else we leaving out? Shout out to Chris Gotti and the whole family. Shout out to the whole Murder Inc. and everybody who loved that man. It's a shame, man, but everybody gotta go. And unfortunately, sometimes people want to live their life the way they want to live their life, and they don't feel like they should change anything up. Or maybe the addiction has them in such a tight grip that they don't even want to admit that they can't stop. So they want to make it look like that they don't want to stop. That's how strong addiction is and can be. So, it's the Learn As You Grow podcast, man. I hope you enjoyed this. And do remember, make sure you go lease all my new beats for $25. Link in the description. Beacons.ai/beats by the kilo. And or you go on the YouTube page, youtube.com/@beats by the kilo. Or you can just add Beats by the Kilo on all social media platforms. Learn As You Grow Show with M.I. Corleone. Mandatory Yard Out. And that's on all streaming platforms as well as YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts at, Wondery, wherever. And do remember that the Patreon will be up after about 3 episodes into this season. You won't be getting no more video episodes when they first drop. You'll be getting them in clips. And if you want to get them when they first drop, make sure you get that Patreon. It's only $9.99 a month. Like, what are we talking about for real? So, we talking about 5 episodes, 6 episodes a month. So, what are we really talking about? Like $1.50 an episode? Like, this episode is almost an hour and a half. What are we really talking about here? And I'm going to take a break for a minute. And when I come back, I'm going to get into Mandatory Yard Out. Where I get into a story of, you'll see when I get back. It's your boy M.I. Corleone, Beats by the Kilo. It's the Learn As You Grow Show. Do remember, go to the YouTube page, check out all my shows, The Beats Are Talking, even all the way back, 2020, the Strictly Facts Show. What else? All the other seasons of the Learn As You Grow Show. And shout out to all my new subscribers, man. Over the weekend, we really put up these numbers, and let's see where we at right now. Let me see. As of right now, we are at we about to touch about 5,000, and it's crazy because this all just happened in the last 28 days. What we up to? In the last 28 days, we are talking about 631,000 views. Yeah, oh, you don't believe me?